This video will demonstrate how to set up a Google site for an ePortfolio and then using Google Drive to organize content as well. This also is provided as the Google Drive and Sites handout, so you can move back and forth between the video and the document at any time. Let's get started. Using Drive with an ePortfolio for content is optional, but I consider it a best practice to help organize and easily share files and folders. This is whether you're using the ePortfolio or not. So let's just take a quick look. First, log into your Maricopa email account. Students would log in at google.maricopa.edu and faculty log in at accounts.maricopa.edu. Once logged in, go to the Google Application Selection tool and select Drive. Your Drive may have files and folders or might have a whole bunch of files and folders, but all we're going to do is create a single folder for all your ePortfolio items. To do this, click New, Folder, and then name it. Let's call it ePortfolio. And then click Create. All we need to do then is organize files into this folder. I'm going to click some files and drag those in there. You can go into the ePortfolio main folder to create any subfolders you might need. I'm going to create one called Journals and move my Google Doc journal files here. So again, New, Folder, the subfolder we'll call Journals, and click Create. You'll see how having the ePortfolio folder makes accessing the files and subfolders on sites very easy in the next section. With the files and folders organized for your ePortfolio, you'll need to make sure the share settings are set correctly. Again, the reason we organize all the materials and subfolders in one main folder is you only have to set sharing access once on the top folder, and all files and folders inside inherit or have the same access. Go ahead and double-click the ePortfolio folder to enter it, and then click on the arrow at the top next to the folder name. Select Share. We want to get a shareable link to open access for anyone we send the link to, or that might want to view it. By default, you'll see that it's only limited to those within Maricopa. So go ahead and click here, click on More, and we want to set this either on for anyone with the link or public on the web. I'm going to set mine to anyone with the link, no sign-in required. Click Save, and then click Done. This kind of sharing allows all the files, folders, and subfolders to be seen when adding to the ePortfolio site. Google Sites is very user-friendly and includes a lot of drag, drop, and move capabilities to create pages and to add content. Let's start creating our site by getting to the new Google Sites area. So make sure you're logged into your Maricopa or college Gmail account, and then we'll go to the Google selector and we're going to select Sites. Now, you might not see sites here, so a couple tips real quick. If you don't have sites near the top, you may need to go down to the bottom and click More to find Google Sites here. If you don't see sites in your menu, you can also access sites directly by typing sites.google.com. Now, a quick tip here is, if you don't already have sites in your menu, once you click, it gives you the option to add it to your menu. Go ahead and add this to your menu. Just a note here about classic sites versus new sites. Classic sites are being removed in the next few months, so you don't want to create a Google Classic site. If you do click on Create, make sure that you do click in New Site. Better yet, click the New Google Sites link here to get to the new Google Sites area. Then click the plus icon to create new site in the lower right corner. Make sure at the top here you enter a site name, and then we're going to title our front page. Depending on how you want to organize your ePortfolio or how you've been instructed to, you'll need to create pages and subpages for your content. The pages and subpages are also what make your menu list, which will appear up here. To create a page in the right menu, click on the Pages tab. You'll see that you have one page, which is this home page here. Move to the bottom and click the plus page icon. You'll want to name the page. Let's start with About Me. You can also click Advanced and add a custom path. Normally, Google Sites will use the page title for the path. So if the page title is long, setting a shorter page path might be helpful. So for this, we could call this bio. So here's where I'm going to create different pages. I'll do one for learning goals and an area for reflections, reviews, and discussions. Notice again that as I create the pages, that is what builds the site menu. You can see I have About Me, Learning Goals, Reflection, Review, and Discussion, and that's what you also see up here. That's how you click to get these pages through the site. You can arrange by simply dragging and dropping. Notice as I move the pages, they move around in the menu area. Once you have the pages created, you can also modify them by making sure the page is highlighted, clicking the three dots, and then you can select the option that you want to make a home page, make a copy, go back to the properties to rename a page. Let's just call this one Reflections because up here it was so long, and then that'll match that. In this reflection area, we want to add a subpage. So let's go ahead, click the three dots, and say Add Subpage. Here, let's create one for our journals. So notice again, the menu up here now has a drop-down that goes to the journal page, and this is how subpages are shown in the menu. Once you have your organization somewhat set, we're going to want to add content to a page. Make sure you select the page or subpage that you want to edit. And you can do that either on the Pages area here, and you can see that it switches through, or you can use the menu up top to go to those pages as well. To insert the content, go over up to the Select Insert tab here, and you'll see the variety of content that can be added. Let's start with some text. Click the text box icon, and you'll see that there's a section or a block added to add text. Let's go ahead and type some things in. Once you have text in there, make sure you do use the Style drop-down menu. Next, let's add an image. Clicking the image icon, you can see you can add by URL for an image you find on the internet. You can also search Creative Commons directly here, or you can access your albums and Google Drive. I know that we have a picture in ePortfolio's folder, so I'm going to go ahead and add this. Once you select the image, you'll get an image block. You'll notice that as I'm adding items, they are put on the page in a linear format. So we've had the title block or header block, we have a text block, and now we have an image block, one right after another. So you're probably wondering, how do you arrange that content? It's super easy using drag and drop and sizing. So say I wanted this image next to the text above. I can simply click to make sure I have it selected, and then drag it into the top block. Notice that Google Sites provides a layout grid to align and arrange the content. Once I have them generally placed, I can easily size this by dragging the handles. So that looks kind of good. Actually, let's put this on that side. Just remember that any item that is added will be set in its own block underneath, and you have to move it and size it as needed. When you mouse over a block, you will see options for formatting to the left as well, for background color, duplicating a section, and also deleting it. At any time, you can preview what the live pages will look like by clicking the eye icon at the top. You can see what it looks like in the desktop version, on a tablet, or even what it looks like on a smartphone. Google Sites automatically adjusts all the content to fit the varied screen sizes. To exit, click the X. So we've looked at text boxes and image. You can also embed other content and upload files directly. Adding content from Google Drive is just as easy. You can add individual files or even whole folders. And now it'll make sense for why we want to organize a folder for our ePortfolio site. To add a folder from Drive, go ahead and click From Drive, and you'll see that you get access to your Google Drive. You can see what's in your main drive, what's been shared with you, or however you might need to find the folders that are in there. So on my drive, I can see that whole ePortfolio site. Once I click to select it, I can insert it. Google Sites creates a block for the information. Again, I can size it. And you can see that now it's displaying access to all the files and subfolders that are within that Google ePortfolio folder. What's great is any new files or folders that you add in the Google Drive ePortfolio folder automatically get shown in this ePortfolio area on the site. You can also do the same for individual files, selecting multiples, and Google Sites will add a preview of almost every file type that's in there. You can select those multiple items and click them, have them added, and stretch them out however you need to. One glitch I found in Sites is if you want to add a subfolder in your My Drive, you need to change to Grid View. You'll see that here I'm in Grid View, and trying to double click to get into the ePortfolios won't allow you to go in there. It just selects it. But once you select the list view, you can double click ePortfolio, and then we could get in and actually add that journal item or any subfolder between there. Go ahead and click Insert. And now we have access to those journals in that folder. You can also select to individually add items from any Google app by clicking the individual insert icons. So you can add docs, slides, YouTube, calendar, or even a map and more. One last item you can play with when setting up your ePortfolio is the theme or the look of your site. So in the right column, go to Themes, and you'll see that there is just a few selections here for the different themes, and they'll include different colors, different looks, and different fonts. So once you find a general look that you like, let's say we like this one, Google Sites does give you the ability to change colors within a variety of colors, or you can select and make your own color. Then the last item that you have is you have 3 different font choices. Let's do heavy, and there you go. Blocks of text on a page, when you mouse over them, do have a way that you can change the color or background of each of those. Most have a regular, which is white, an emphasis, which will be a lighter color, an emphasis, which will be a dark color that matches the theme, or you can insert an image for the background. At the top, your header has a few styles. We can go to header type. You can go large banner, banner, or title only. I'm just going to go to banner. And then you also have the ability to change the image from either this colored image that matches the theme, or you can select and add your own image. Those are items that you can play with however you want. Once you've got everything looking the way you want and the content arranged and pages set up, you'll want to publish the site to make sure that others can see it. In the top menu, click the Publish button. You need to select a unique site address or name. After that, click Manage to select how the site will be shared. You'll need to set access for both draft and published settings. Those control how the site is shown on the web. Usually I set draft so that only I see the draft site. Click Save. And then for published, you can either specify what people can view it when published, you can make it so anybody within the domain can see it, or you can publish it on the web. I'm going to go ahead and publish this on the web. Click Save. And then here, if you do want, you can enter the names of individuals and give individual access as well. So, and the accesses are either can add it or can view when published. So we're not going to add that, so let's click Cancel. We've got our published and draft set, so let's go ahead and click Done. And then click Publish. Google goes ahead and publishes your site, and now it's out there on the web. You can click View, and there's your published site.